really listening to my audience as well as producing new ideas, as well as educating the general public. Alright, okay. So the microphone should be about right there. I'm currently at the moment spinning out of my chair, so it's kind of crazy. But anyway, I guess I've been interviewing all my friends and interviewing everyone all around Ohio. I should kind of introduce myself. So basically I am, oh my goodness, this chair. So basically I'm Ayanda Mkhize. I go by Ye from the Bay. How did I get the name? Ye from the Bay? So basically in high school I have these friends. One of my friends who's also part of the project, Andrew, shout out to you, King Drew. Andrew and his best friend Christian in high school would always mess with me because I'm under 5 feet. Fun fact, I'm 4'10.5". So they would constantly call me Yay High, which the name speaks for itself. So they would call me Yay High, and then as I got older and the friendship got closer, obviously through years, they shortened it down to calling me Yay. And it's kind of a double entendre because it's definitely homage to Kanye, which if you're someone that's my age, 23, 20, 21, 19, maybe even in your 30s, Kanye is a huge influence to you. Kanye is a huge influence to me. My buddy Andrew, who does the edits, the t-shirts that I do, this was Kanye-esque idea. So definitely just all about creativity and freeing the mind and everything like that. So basically with this project, it started out as I went to this event. I was actually invited to showcase my t-shirts at this Ohio students, I forgot the rest of it, but I'll remember. But basically it's an org that's not really affiliated with in a university, but they basically do human rights and everything like that. And so they're spreading advocacy about this special act that they were trying to put on the ballot, which was really dope, about basically criminal reform. So during this event, they had slam poets and singers and all this different type of talent. And so during the event, maybe 15 minutes in the event, I'm watching these people perform, and I just close my eyes, you know what I mean? And when I close my eyes, ironically, it's you focus only on words. You only focus, you can't get distracted by what someone's wearing, someone's appearance, was he fine, or you don't get those side comments. You're only focused on the work, on the art, and the art literally speaks for itself. And I was man, it's those iPod commercials, the iPod commercial where you're in your black silhouette and everything like that, and the only thing you focus on is trying to guess who the person is behind the silhouette based on whatever action they do. And so I was what if I could recreate that same feeling that I got that night at the studio at the event, and make it into a project so that other people can have the same feeling, that if we just focus on the art, or if we just listen to the people who are basically giving us their life, their soul for free, and kind of give them a platform to speak on it, why not? So other things that I do besides this, so on the creative side and the science side, so maybe it'll be up here or something, but my graduation cap is my grandma, who was a nurse, and my grandpa, who worked in film, and he has these super dope photos of his retirement party, and you would think it's old school Hollywood, but it's really South Africa, because that's where I'm from, and it's really dope. But the reason why I talk about that and how this all ties in together is like their union basically is like me. So I enjoy science, like I'm a biology major, and I enjoy creativity. Like I've been doing creative things my whole life. Like I think I wrote my first script with my best friend in elementary school, and we like performed it on stage and everything like that in in elementary school, like 5th grade or something. Like Regina Lewis, shout out to her. We made this script, and we like did it at the talent show or whatever, and people thought it was funny, people laughed, so it was a good time. So it kind of started there, but then also like on the science side, like when I transferred high schools, so I grew up in San Leandro, which is like outside of Oakland and Hayward, and from San Leandro I moved to San Ramon, and really like the only class where I was really getting the most love, and like the professor really kind of showed me more attention, I feel like, before my English teacher, Miss E, of course, Miss E, like I love you, like don't even trip, was definitely I think it was Mr. Mason, I think, but it was like my biology teacher. And I've always been interested in science. I've always been interested in like the human body. In fact, I wanted to be like a medical examiner or a coroner for a long time. I used to watch this woman, her name was like Dr.G, and I just think I like the mystery aspect of it, like figuring out like what exactly happened to the patient, and like weighing out, you know, their bodies, and just kind of like figuring out like how the human body works. And so it's two different mediums, I guess, but I feel like you can bring creativity and bring in a voice while also pushing science. So that's something I'm really trying to work on putting together, and that's kind of like the bigger project, because I am very passionate about like HIV and AIDS advocacy, especially how it affects Black women, and really making sure people are very like educated on that. And I think my biggest critique that I really hate is we tend to, you know, nowadays are so snarky about people who aren't really aware of like sciencey things. And I think even me being a STEM major, you kind of like, it's already hard enough because you made it, but it's hard because you still feel like you don't belong there. You feel like it's this untouchable field. And I feel like people get snarky, you know, and enjoy the fact that they know something over someone else, and that's not cool, and that's like not fair. Because I feel like if someone doesn't know anything and they want to reject science because science has this like egotistic attitude, they're not really gonna, you know, they're not really spreading great information. They're gonna go to other outsources that kind of feed that ego, and sometimes those outsources that they go to are like fake news, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important that we make healthcare language and healthcare and science creatively better in a way to make sure people aren't going to different outlets to seek something that we can give them, because then it becomes a health issue. Like, I don't want to get into any controversial topics like vaccinations and all that, but it's very important to create a dialogue that helps spread information. No, I hope to see this like flourish really well, and it becomes something really bomb and dope. If not, I don't know, whatever. But like, I'm happy for it. I'm positive about everything. I think I just let everything flow. Like literally, like that's like my method. Is I have an idea, I'm like, who can I call to contact? How can I get that done? Who do I know that knows? And I just really just all about who you know. And like, that's why I think it's really important to have a circle of people that like me. Just have a circle of people that are like-minded, you know, because it helps. It helps, and everybody helps each other, and everybody wins, and everybody eats, and that's really like what's the most important thing, you know, is making sure that universally, like, everybody's spreading dope content and helping each other out. Anything else to talk about? Really, like, one of my biggest things is that, like, my fear, I guess, or something, is always feeling like, not always feeling, but like the fear of not being heard. So I'm always like really sensitive to like making can try to feel heard. Like, I'll be like, hey, catch up, yep, hi. Like, I hate feeling ignored. I hate that. I hate that so much. Don't do that. But you're gonna get ignored, you're gonna get slept on, you know, but at the same time, like, it's gonna get to you. Like, right now, I'm like angry or whatever. I'm like mad, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm not bad. Like, I'm being extra. I'm just trying to sell a story. But it's just like right now, like, I do kind of sometimes feel like, bro, like, you have a panel, but you ain't calling me. You having a college class, but you ain't calling me. Like, I'm nobody right now, obviously, nobody. But I feel like I get antsy because I'm like, I have so much, I feel like I have so much I can give. And I feel like I want to be in those spaces, I want to be in those rooms, I want to be in these conversations, I want to be one of the leading voices for something. And I feel like I'm frustrated that I'm not where my mind can see me being. You know what I mean? Like, I can see it, like, I can visualize me being at the top. And I feel like right now it looks bleak. It looks like, bro, like, how are you gonna get to the top with like 2 retweets or something, you know? But it's just keeping positive and moving forward and like watching how everything folds and really just like focusing on myself, focusing on the craft, focusing on making sure I'm really listening to my audience, as well as producing new ideas, as well as educating the general public. You know what I mean? So like, for example, people don't know that there's like a culture war around milk right now that's being used as like a way to basically like create a race war. And it's milk. Because why? Because if you think about the history of like the gene of lactose, like certain people are lactose intolerant, and that tends to be people of color. And there are like Nazi groups that, you know, say stuff, or not Nazi, but white supremacist groups that will say because they use milk, that they can drink milk, that white people are able to, you know, tolerate milk. They're obviously the superior race. And, you know, use that as a way, like, if we take how people interpret scientific information to please like radical ideas, and use that as like, oh, it's science and scientifically proven that evolutionary by genetics we're a superior race. And people don't know that. People don't talk about certain things, and it's important. So basically everything I do is just like, I want everyone to have a good time. I want everyone to have a good time. I want everyone to have fun. But did you learn something? You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, did you have fun? Did you have a good time? And did you learn something? And then I did my job. Like, that's it. You know? That's it. Like, whatever. But definitely subscribe to my channel. Follow my Twitter. And if you're an employer, don't follow my Twitter. Instagram is poppin'. So follow my Instagram. All that should be like behind me or whatever. But yo,